So if God is all powerful and all loving, so what are the problems in this world? What are the Yeah, God is all loving and all powerful. What are the problems? I've heard this question many times, and I'm going to attempt to answer it. There's one other thing again that you don't understand. There's another attribute of God. You get it, and that is He is all righteous. He's holy. He cannot go against His word. He has exalted His word up and His word above all His names. You get what I'm trying to say. So, being all righteous and all powerful, those are not the only only attributes of God. You get it. He has said in His word that He has given the earth to the sons of men, so He cannot interfere in the affairs of men without the permission of man. You get it. Granted, there are some affairs, especially things that have to do with the existence of man, our capacity to destroy ourselves. I'm sure He has prevented us. That is by His grace, by His sovereignty. Because we don't destroy ourselves based on our own, like what almost happened during the Cuban Missile Crisis, during the Cold War. You get it. But when it comes to some other specific, some other things, usually the decision is actually in our hands. Let me put this into context. Now, He is all powerful. If the fact that He is all powerful does not mean that He will abuse His power. You get it? This is the same God that in His absolute love, you get it, in His undying love for mankind, in His bid to save mankind, and He's all powerful. He would have just, your sins are forgiven. There's no remembrance of it. He would have just done that. According to His word also, He saw that sinners shall perish. Do you get what I'm trying to say? In a bid to save mankind, He had to come to Himself. He had to be born of a woman, to get it, and go through life like us, and allow Himself to be crucified and die, and then resurrected again by the power of God. And the resurrection had to be 3 days. Do you get what I'm trying to say? In His almightiness, in His all wisdom, in everything that He has and everything, He had to go through a process. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So we should understand that there are rules and principles that He Himself has kept to guide us. And if He's going to interfere in our affairs, He has to follow those principles, those rules. You understand? So when you see wars and different things like that, many of them are actually as a result of human interference. You now start asking yourself, what about things like earthquakes, tsunamis, and stuff like that? I'll take you back to the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 26. When He created us to subdue the earth. That's why I said when there are certain things that happen that is as a result of the decision of man. You get it, hunger, wars, conflicts. Those are human beings making wrong decisions. But when it comes to these other things and everything, He has given us the ability to subdue this earth. That means there's nothing that happens on this earth that we do not have the ability and capacity to be able to tame. So we have the capacity to tame earthquakes. We have the capacity, because even right now we are making progress with regards to that. We can predict earthquakes. The next phase is for us to be able to ensure that nobody loses their life whenever we see an earthquake. You get either build houses that are capable of withstanding earthquakes or anything, tsunamis, whatsoever it is. We have the capacity inside of us, inside of our mind, to be able to tame this earth, because that was what He said. He said, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the earth. Do you get what I'm trying to say? We are supposed to have dominion over this earth. We have the innate ability to be able to tame this earth. That is what He kept us here for, to tame this earth. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So when you see all those things and stuff like that, it is in our hands. You understand? That is why does not make it's not rational for us to, it's not logical for us to feel like science is against religion, when science is actually, the existence of science is for us to understand and to tame the earth, right? That is why what religion is all about, to help us use the resources that God has given to us. For example, our mind, to tame this earth. Both science and religion, they have the same goal. You understand? So when you say God is all powerful, God is all loving, in His all powerfulness and His all lovingness, what He does is that He gives us all that we need to be able to prosecute the destiny that He has given to us to tame this earth. So it is now up to us to organize ourselves properly. We get it, and then come together and tame this earth. After we've tamed this earth, then we'll go to the stars. You get what I'm trying to say? So God is actually all powerful and all loving. He's also all righteous. You get it? And there are many dimensions to Himself. You get it? So that's just all I can say for now.